How's it, YouTube? I'd like to do this tutorial. I've been playing around for probably the last 2 years with pads and ambient tones. People use it in worship settings, and that's where I do use it in a live setting in church. We don't have a synth playing, so that's where I use it. But it's actually quite easy to set up something that works relatively well, but to set up a pads tone that gets rid of all that delay, repeats, and it doesn't sound too modulated, but actually has some character of the guitar tone, which I love, coming through. Needs a little bit more effort into it, and I've been playing around with different settings, and this is what I've come up with, and I'll quickly show you. So if I go through my effects, maybe I should just start off in saying that I'm playing with a Fender Strat. This was all in the bridge pickup just for this sample that I played for you. And I do have a floating tremolo system, so some of the effects that you did here was coming from that floating tremolo. Okay, so my effects chain is compressor, bass compressor, 60, 50, 50. I've got a overdrive, that's this phase loop pedal that I kicked in there. I've got it on a T-Scream. Like I said, this doesn't really affect the modulation that I actually wanted to show you the tutorial on, but this is just the tone that I did use. So T-Scream, 30 drive, 30 effect level, bottom end, I've got it 30, just to give me that nice deep sounds which I do like with my pads. Coming through, and that's not thin and just high tones, but actually nice deep tones coming through. Right, preamps is pretty much what you would like tonally to come through. So I've got a natural clean, it's on 60 gain, 70 level. I either got A on or preamp B. So initially I started off with preamp A, and then I kicked in preamp B with my XL pedal. Just to give you, for me it's just to create a little bit of a different tone. It's a little bit more darker. Clean twins set at 73 gain, 60 level, 50, 50, 50 right through. Yeah. Then no EQ. Right, so this is the interesting part. So my FX2, I use a Terra Echo. Terra Echo set at mono setting, which is quite important, otherwise you get that alien type sounding stuff through that they've put into the Stereo Echo little stomp box. But it put it on mono, S times 60, 50, 50, and 0, 50, and off on hold. Then it goes into my first delay. So I've got a sub delay in here, so with my FX1. Mono, I've got delay time 400, feedback 20, and effects level 92. So it depends how long you want your tail. Previously my pads was quite muddy, and my tails were too long, and that creates this muddy sound boom almost when you want to change chords, and you've got all this sound still hanging around in the background and so on. So I've shortened it over time, and it works better for quicker chord changes. So in this case I've got delay time 400, feedback 20, 92. That goes into my main delay, which is a tape delay, 750 milliseconds, feedback 60, effects level flat out 120. So once again, that feedback I can probably add, increase that between the three, increase the feedback between that one, and even on my Terra Echo I can probably have my feedback going higher. Depends just how long you want your tail, but be careful not to make it too long, otherwise yeah, you can't change chords quickly. Reverb, normally with these modulations they've got a lot of reverb on you. I've cut back on my reverb just because it affects my tone too much for my liking. I like my guitar tone to come through and not some overly modulated synth type tone coming through. So I've got a modulated reverb on. It's only 3.4 seconds. Got a little bit of pre-delay there, 36, and effects level only at 72. I skipped the chorus. I used to have a lot of chorus in these types of patches. I've cut back way on my chorus as well, just because of it affecting my tone too much for my liking. But once playing again, you can play a little bit around with the chorus. So I've got it at the moment on 35, depth 50, and effects level 50, and that is about yeah, the whole effects chain that I've got in there. By no means the best modulation tone that you will get out there for pads, but I think it's a good place to start with at least. I feel I've cut away most of that effect from the delay repeats that you get. Normally, if you don't set it up properly with the right amount of delays and things in there, and also creating not too long a tail that just creates a big sound boom hanging around for way too long. So that is it for me. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Thanks.